What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Blue Line Patriots. So today we're going to be talking about my E.D.C. I did a video a couple of years ago. I think it was in 2019, the last time I did an E.D.C. video. For those of you who live under a rock, E.D.C. is everyday carry. So basically what I'm going to be covering is stuff I carry every single day, basically, to get through life, you know? So let's get into it. So first and foremost, I'm just going to talk about this. This is a Ridge wallet. Very awesome wallet. Cool thing about this wallet, number one, it's slim, it's cool. It's basically the size of a credit card. But the cool thing about these is that it does have like a certain material that will block things from reading your like your debit cards or your credit cards or your IDs to other people. And they have these, like, I don't know what they are, guys. They're just things that can read your information from without you having to swipe your card. But these have like a material that blocks that sort of stuff. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, moving on. Gotta have a wallet. That goes with me everywhere. Flashlight. This is a 1,000 lumen flashlight. It is kind of cool in the sense where it does adjust in its brightness. So its lowest setting is about 100 lumens, and then it just kind of goes up from there. And it does have a little cool thing about it. Right at the edge, it's hard to see, but right at the edge it has kind of a black light. It's not crazy. I actually highlighted a little bit of this to see if it would make it kind of glow like a black light would, but it doesn't. So it's not an actual black light. My bad. Thought it was. But it is kind of cool because it has that peripheral purple, and then obviously that regular peripheral beam, and then a concentrated beam in the middle. That's pretty standard nowadays. You see it all the time with flashlights now, but it has like a momentary on-off, so you could, you know, Morse code it. I am trying, one thing I wanted to see is if it had a strobe. And it doesn't look like it does have a strobe feature. I'm going to play around with this just one more second here. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so we got a strobe feature on it. I've never used it. I literally just learned that right now. But this is a light that I use for work. It's a Phoenix. I'm going to see if I can get it to focus. It's F-E-N-I-X. PD35. It's pretty freaking cool. I've been using it for this new job. I've never dropped it yet, so I haven't quite done a drop test with it, but it is pretty cool. Picked it up on Amazon. It does come with rechargeable batteries, and the cool thing with the batteries is that, if I can get it unscrewed, is that it does come with two of these, and it also comes with two batteries about the size of, actually I'm pretty sure they're rechargeable CR123 batteries. The cool thing is it does come with like a mount that you could, like a charging port that you could put this in and it'll charge it up, and it tells you the battery life. But it also has a little, you see that there, the battery itself, you could plug in and charge the battery itself by trying to get it to focus, not quite focusing, but anyway, you see what I'm saying. You could plug it in with like a cell phone charger and the battery itself will charge. So that's kind of cool. So it comes with two of these, and so 4 batteries total, 2 of those, and then 2 CR123 batteries. So that's kind of cool, and they all can recharge the same way. You could either put them in the charging mount or the battery holder, or whatever you want to call it, or you can just plug a charger into the actual battery, which is pretty freaking cool. So I'm just gonna screw this back together and move on. Again, this is a Phoenix, F-E-N-I-X, PD35. Pretty freaking cool. I had a Night Force. I don't remember if it was Night Force or Night Core flashlight that was very similar to this. But I used that at work out on the street, and I remember I was on an accident scene one night and I dropped it on the road, and then it just stopped working. So it did not take a very good impact. As far as this, I haven't dropped it on anything super hard yet, so I guess we'll see how this is going. But this has been in 1-degree temperatures. It's winter up here in the Northeast. So this has been freezing cold. I haven't had it super hot yet. When the summertime comes, I'll leave it in the baking hot car all day and see if there's any issues with it. But it's been very good so far. And the cool thing is if you put it on a bright setting, it does get hot up here. So in the freezing cold, I can warm my hands up. So that's nice. I can keep it in my pocket with it turned on. Keeps my pocket nice and warm. So that's a nice little feature here. A lot of these flashlights get warm, but if you're in a cold environment, this is pretty cool. All right, so moving on. Right here we have a Gerber Tonto blade Gerber. So anyway, I forget exactly what this is called, to be honest with you, like the model of it, but it is an assisted blade, which is cool because it does have like kind of like a safety bar on it. So if it's down, you cannot open it. It locks it shut. And if this is up, you just kind of push this little lever right here, this little button, and not a button, but whatever you would call this, and whatever this is, you just push that, bam, and it swings right open. It's an assisted blade, not an automatic blade, so it is legal in my state, which is nice. But yeah, I've had the first one of these I ever found was when I was in A school at Lackland Air Force Base. I was in the Navy, but Master at Arms A school for whatever reason is at Lackland Air Force Base. So when I was there, I saw one of these in the NEX. It's like Navy store. It's like the PX for Navy, the NEX, NEX. Anyway, saw this there. It was displayed open in its display case, and all I looked at and all I could think of was like stealth fighter. That's awesome, the contours, and the serrations blew me away. So I bought one of them. I was 22, I think, at the time. Yeah, I was 22, years and years and years ago. So anyway, that knife ended up getting loose. I ended up giving it away. I didn't realize that I could just tighten the screws and it would have been fine. But I was young and stupid and didn't know any better back then. Anyway, bought another one, same make, model, brand new, lost that. And then I bought, this is my third one now, so I went and, you know, I've had this for a couple years now, and I pretty much use it for all kinds of utility, random stuff. I keep the, I do sharpen the blade every couple of months. And it's been holding up. It's been holding up very well. So one thing I would do is, I wouldn't recommend this exact knife, but it is a good knife. What I would recommend is the same exact knife, but with not a serrated edge. I would get one with a straight edge all along here, and I've been looking for them on Gerber's website, and every time I try and look for one, it you know, basically everywhere on the internet, I can never find one in stock. I found a few, but they were all sold out, and I really haven't been looking like crazy, but every time I do, I get a little reminder to, hey, maybe I should look for that knife that has a straight blade. I could just never find one in stock, so sooner or later I'll get one, and then I'll hang this one up. I'll retire this one, but I'll still have it around. So wallet, flashlight. And the flashlight, guys, when I'm just walking around, you know, I don't carry my flashlight on me. The only time I carry my flashlight on me, guys, is when I'm working. My knife, that's always with me. My wallet, anytime I leave the house, of course. Extra magazine, that is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes I'll carry it and sometimes I won't. It depends on the situation. At work, I always carry it. But when I'm just kind of out and about, I'm going to the store, you know, low threat environment, I am guilty of leaving this in my car, or sometimes even at the house. But if I'm going somewhere where I think, hey, I should probably, bad neighborhood or something, I'll take an extra magazine with me, and that'll be this one. This little magazine holder thing I have here is called a Neo, I think it's called a Neo Mag. Let's see if it's written on here anywhere. I think it is, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can get that for you guys so you can see for yourself. See if it'll focus. There we go. Neomag, N-E-O-M-A-G. These things are pretty cool, guys. They have a magnet in there, and I kind of like this little plate here because it looks like a ballistic plate, like a level 3 or level 4, level 3 plus plate, ballistic plate. So that is kind of cool the way it looks. But yeah, just magnetically attaches to your magazine, assuming you have a metal mag. It works with Glock. See, sticks right there. And it's a very good magazine. I'm trying to line it up right. But it's a very good magnet. I said magazine, I meant magnet. Very strong magnet, works just fine. You know, when you want to stay low profile, I've never found a magazine holder, like a concealed carry magazine holder, that didn't look like a big blocky piece of crap and, you know, just looked very uncomfortable, felt very uncomfortable. I've never found a comfortable one until I came across these Neo mags. These are freaking great. They go inside of your pocket. You basically just clip this on the outside of your pocket, and then the magazine and this part right here is inside of your pocket, and it just sits super low profile. You can get your magazine off of it nice and easy. It's not even an issue. It holds it very, very, very well. You can see I'm just holding by these surfaces right here, and it holds it very, very well. There we go, finally shook it off. So, very positive grip. Now, let's talk about the gun. Oh yeah, meat and potatoes of this. Now, I will say real quick, I do have the belt that I use. A belt's pretty important when it comes to a holster. You could have the best holster in the world, but if your belt is kind of crappy, you might have issues with it retaining position, or, you know, whatever. So the belt that I use, I don't remember exactly what it's called. I just know it's like one of those nylon ones with the Cobra clip, and it has like a plastic insert to keep it rigid. But a rigid belt is the best way to go for concealed carry, just because you get a much nicer draw. There's no give, any of that shit. So just a tough, rigid belt, something that I would strongly recommend for E.D.C setup. So we're gonna get rid of this holster here. I've done a review on the holster itself, so I'm not going to get into it too crazily. I've done a review on the gun itself. That's on my channel as well, so you can go through the videos and find that yourself. But this is a Four Brothers holster. You know, nothing super special with it. It fits just nice. It's comfortable enough for me. I like it. Can't really think of any ways that I would suggest they make it any better, but it's basically your standard holster. And the thing that sold me on it were the clips here. The clips are very aggressive. I'm going to see if I can get them to focus, but they're metal, stamped metal it looks like, but the clips are very aggressive. You can kind of see down by my finger right here where they come up underneath, and I'm trying to focus it. But anyway, they come up underneath your belt and really grip your belt, so that's nice. And to be honest, they'll even grip your pants. From time to time when I'm around the house, I do wear sweatpants, and this actually grips the sweatpants pretty well too. So I wouldn't recommend that, but it does grip even that stuff pretty well, so that's nice. Very good design these clips are a very good design. I will give them that. All right, moving on. So the pistol itself is a Hellcat Pro. I strongly recommend the Hellcat Pro. I love the Hellcat Pro. The Hellcat Pro, as a matter of fact, replaced my Glock 43X. I carried my Glock 43X for years since I got it, and that is a very comfortable gun to carry, don't get me wrong. But I bought this gun specifically because I got a new job, and so moving to private security work is what I do now. It's more involved than that, but the private security thing, they want you to conceal carry on this job. So what I wanted was a gun. I didn't want to carry my M&P 2.0 because, you know, it's pretty big. The grip is very abrasive. If you're conceal carrying that, it's a good gun, but if you're concealing it, it's up against your skin, it's rubbing against your skin, it's tearing holes in your shirt, it's working holes in your shirt, it's scratching you up. It's not the best concealed carry gun. by a long shot. And then my Glock 43, on the other hand, I shoot it very well. It's very comfortable to carry, but I also wanted a gun that looked like a serious gun. The Glock 43X can definitely look like a serious gun. That's why I liked it for concealed carry, but for a work gun, like an authority gun, to me, it wasn't cutting it. So I wanted something a little bit bigger than the Glock 43X. Plus, I thought it would be pretty cool to get something with an optic, which is kind of what I did here. So I still have the Glock 43X, and I may still carry it. I don't know, but I haven't touched it since I got the Hellcat Pro. I love the Hellcat Pro. So yeah, basically all I have on it is a Hollow Sun. I think it's a 407. Let's see here. Let's find out together. Yeah, 407K GR, which means green. It's a green dot. So as you can see, I got a pretty, I can't find the fucking dot. There we go. Nice green dot. So as you can see, I have a nice black and green sort of style going on with it. And the cool thing about this light here as well, I used to have, I can't remember if I had a TLR 7 or a TLR 8, but this is a TLR 8 AG. The cool thing about that is, number one, it has different buttons on it than the TLR I had in my last video. I actually got this very recently. But the cool thing about this is where the buttons are. The buttons are in a much better location, and I feel like the profile, the whole overall profile of the gun and the light looks a lot better than the other TLR I had. And I like that the buttons are nice and accessible. The light itself is pretty bright. It's 1,000 lumen light. Now for home defense in the middle of the night, just waking up, it's not great. I do prefer like 100 or 200 or maybe 300 lumen light. This is like 500 and it's freaking bright. On the bright side, it's definitely going to provide light. The bad thing about it is that if you're just waking up, your eyes are not adjusted to regular light, it's not the best. But whatever. For duty use, I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll work. It'll do what it's supposed to do, but just be advised, if you turn this on when your eyes are not ready for it, it's gonna be tough on your eyes. It's gonna hurt your eyes basically, but it is super bright. Now what I'm gonna do right now is, I don't have it set properly, just show you guys my laser. So I'm gonna turn it on, but I'm gonna keep my light. You see my light? You can't see my laser if my light. So I'm gonna block my light. I'm just gonna show you just for, well, it's gonna be blurry. You can't really see it, but yeah, I'm trying to show you guys my light. Hang on, give me a second. Okay, so the cool thing about this light is that you can choose between your laser, and it's not that bright in real life. It's just the camera's making it look like crap. But basically what you could do is you can press one of these buttons, and it doesn't matter which one, while holding that in and then tapping the button on the other side, because it's the same button on either side, as you can see. So you hold one button in and then you tap the other one, and then you could cycle it from laser to light, like laser only, light only, or laser and light together. So it is kind of cool that you have those options. But me personally, my default is laser and light together. Give me a sec. Okay, so I just had to reset that because I wanted to show you guys that I have a green laser, which is cool, because the other TLR that I had a red laser and a light and different buttons. This one has green laser and the light and different buttons, which is pretty cool. When I bought this, I did not know that I was getting a green laser with it. That was just a awesome little thing I noticed when I started playing with it. So that is cool. Green laser, green dot, green paint in the recesses of all the letters and artwork, I guess you could say. But yeah, guys, I freaking love this Springfield Hellcat. And the grip itself, you can watch my unboxing initial impressions, but the grip itself, really sold it for me. I feel like, you know, if you're focusing on your grip, the fact that this grip here is more like a rectangle than anything else, it's like gripping Legos. It's just, you know, a Glock grip is pretty rounded. You know, regardless of what Glock you have, you might not notice it, but it's pretty rounded. But then when you pick this up, you really notice that the back strap is flat, the front strap is flat on the pistol grip, the sides are flat, there's no palm swells, and it really gives you, it really helps you focus exactly where you're gripping the pistol. And I've said this in other videos, but I just want to cover it real quick. I am all about the C-clamp grip, so I'm going to put pressure on the front of the grip and pressure on the back of the grip, right? I'm not going to be putting pressure on the sides. Maybe if I do, it's like 1 or 1.5 to 2% pressure on the sides, and that's mostly on accident, but I do a nice C-clamp. When I do the C-clamp, I can really get on this gun. I can really drive home and get the grip that I need. It helps me focus on my grip, you know, and because of that, you know, I'm a big fan of it. If you haven't seen my other videos, I'll talk real quick about the trigger. Because I know when people are looking at a Hellcat Pro or a Hellcat, they might come across videos and people are complaining about the trigger. The people who are complaining about the trigger on these guns are trigger snobs, gear queers, whatever you want to call it. This trigger is not much different than an M&P 2.0 out of the box. It's not much different than a Glock, you know, out of the box. It's not any heavier than any stock pistol I've ever fired in my entire life. As a matter of fact, I prefer this trigger over the stock triggers that you'd get with an M&P or a Glock or even a SIG. I love this trigger because the reason I love this trigger is maybe it's a little bit heavier, but it does not feel heavier. It feels very deliberate, where when I say deliberate, I mean you have control over how you squeeze the trigger. It's not just you're squeezing the trigger and bang, it goes off, and you're squeezing the trigger and bang, it goes off. You're squeezing like through a little bit of tension, I guess I'd call it, and you have control through that tension, so you can kind of like keep your sights on your target while you're pulling through that tension, and when you crack that round off, it's exactly where you want it to be. So as far as like a professional concealed carry gun, that is what I would call this. I would call this a professional concealed carry gun. The grip is deliberate. It makes you focus on the grip. The trigger squeeze is great. The trigger itself is flat, like it has this little recess part in here just like a Glock, but when you press that in, you notice that you have a very flat trigger. It's a very deliberate trigger. It's not going to go off when you don't want it to go off. You know, it's not hard to squeeze a round off. If you want to squeeze a round off, no fucking problem. That round's going to go off, not an issue. So people complaining about the trigger, it's not an issue at all. It's a very deliberate, very professional, I would say, trigger. You know, it's not going to tie you up in court, anything like that. So personally, I very much like the trigger. I have no plans to change it. So yeah, a little bit of training, you're going to get used to that trigger real fast. And to be honest with you, ever since I started shooting this gun, ever since I bought this gun, it's literally the only pistol I've had in my hands since, well, that's not true. Since the day I bought this pistol, I've had my M&P in my hands maybe once, and I've had my Glock 43 in my hands maybe once, and I remember picking up the Glock 43 and thinking it felt like a baby's toy because it was so soft. It felt like you couldn't hurt yourself on it. All the edges were like rounded, and it's funny because coming from this is a very grippy texture. It's a very grippy texture, but it's not, I've had it against my bare skin for weeks, well, I can't remember, maybe, I want to say months, but it wasn't months, but definitely weeks. And I don't have any abrasion on my skin. It's not chewing holes in my shirt. It's very grippy, but it doesn't chew you up, which is awesome. But when I went from this grip to my Glock 43, I was like, Jesus, this is like a baby's toy. Like, this is like a baby's toy when I picked my Glock 43 up. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. I'm very pleased with the Hellcat Pro. I love the Hellcat Pro. I'm a huge fanboy of the Hellcat Pro. But yeah, that's my everyday carry. My Hellcat Pro, my magazine that's with me, I don't know, most of the time, but not all the time. My knife that's with me every day. So my knife is with me every day. My gun's with me every day. Obviously, my holster's with me every day. My light, only when I'm working. And my Ridge wallet is with me basically anytime I leave my house. So yeah, that is what I carry on my body every single day. Tourniquets and whatnot, not on my body, but I do have a bunch of them in my car. Packing gauze, chest seals. I basically have an entire IFAK, or if not 2 IFAKs in my car, just in case. I have chest seals in there. I have multiple tourniquets, multiple packing gauzes. I think I have at least 2 or 3 8 Israeli bandages. So yeah, it's all there, and I know that's not great if I'm inside of a store and something happens and I get hurt, but you know, at least it's you know, closer to me than an ambulance is, we'll say. But anyway, guys, that's all. I hope you really enjoy the Hellcat Pro. It looks fucking sweet, and if you're considering buying one, do it. If you're a trigger snob or a gear queer or one of those types of folks, if you have a man bun, you're probably not gonna like it, but if you're a man, I think you're gonna like it. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. I got plans this week to head to the range. Hopefully I can get this thing to 1,000 rounds. Right now it's a little over 500, so this is what your gun's gonna look like. If you fire just over 500 rounds, you're gonna have some wear on the top, which is what you're supposed to have if you're going to the range and you're using your gun, you have any sort of competency level with it. I like to see guys that have like no wear on their weapons, and then like they act like they're like John Wick. It's like, bro, if you get to the range and you have wear on your gun, that means you've been using it. That means you're competent with it. As you can see, mine has, you know, some spots. You know, you can see it up here. You can see the holster wear along the side here. A lot of hot spots there. You could tell. I think I have a nick up here from when one of the shells. Actually, I do. I don't know if I could see it with my bare eyes. I don't know if you could see it or not. But anyway, one of the shells, when it ejects, hit up here. I have like a little divot there, which I'm proud of. I love when a gun gets, when there's wear on a gun, because again, like I said, that just means you've trained with it, you've used it, you have a competency level with it. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Stay safe, stay smart. I'll talk to you all next time. The next video that I'll have with this will be 1,000 rounds. We'll do a 1,000 round review, impressions, all that sort of shit. We'll see how it's going. And I think every 500 rounds, guys, I'm gonna do an update on how this gun is doing. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you all next time. Blue Line Patriot, signing out. Thanks for watching, guys. Before you go, I want to let you know about my 2 stores. The links are in the description below. If you like tactical, survival, anti-woke stuff, this is the place for you. I have lots of t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, paracord wristbands, and keychains that make for great gifts or your own personal gear. Look cool or just troll the soy boys with Blue Line Patriot swag. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to stay up to date with my content. But above all, stay safe, stay smart. Blue Line Patriot, out.